Hello and welcome back to Vanstone Mania. This is going to be a video about the problems that I see with WWE that are getting more and more obvious by the day. Um, Firstly, I want to start by saying I'm not generally a negative fan. I don't think I am. I think I'm generally quite happy with what I see and like what the company offer. I think generally it's good. It's a good product. But at the moment, there are a few things that I think are showing how this new regime of WWE is going and how it's going badly. Um, Now, is the blame TKO? Is the blame Triple H? Is no one to blame? Is it just the natural evolution of this huge company that some could say is too big for its own good at times? I have a few problems with various things that I was going to do a top five or top six of like things that I think are the problem, and I'm also going to do like a positive video soon after this, like the things that I see are good in the WWE, because it's not all bad. I don't want to just make this a negative channel. It was not how I intended to start, but I wanted to be talking about my best experiences going to WrestleManias and my best moments meeting wrestlers and just being positive, positive, positive. But there have just been quite a few things, even since I started this channel less than a month ago, where I'm like, I feel like I want to discuss those things first. Um, and I don't think any of these things are necessarily. I can't rank them, so that's why I haven't done a top five. But it's actually six reasons that I've come up with, but I haven't put them in any sort of order. So you're not going to see things flashing up on the screen saying number one, blah blah blah, number two, blah blah blah. You're not going to see that, so I'm sorry if you wanted some more graphics. But hopefully one day, if this grows a little bit, we can get there. But I'm rambling now, so let's get to it. I've written a little list of the problems that I see. And at the top is ticket prices. It is no longer an accessible show for everybody. If you're earning a lot of money and it doesn't matter that just for you to go it costs £200 or $300 or whatever, then fine, more power to you. But it's not the thing that parents could take their kids to, and it's a shame because it's just like the ticket prices for WrestleMania were just insane compared to what I paid to go to WrestleMania 30, like in 2014. That was still super expensive, but the VIP pass, which got you third row ringside, similar seats for Raw, Hall of Fame seats as well in a great location, near the talent, near the wrestlers, hotel for like 5 nights. You'd get your meet and greets with The Undertaker, John Cena, Randy Orton, whoever you wanted to pick, basically. And you even got a gift voucher for like a restaurant in the local area, which is crazy to think that they gave that away now. Like, and that was like $3,000 per person, which is, don't get me wrong, still a lot of money. I think it was £3,400 each. Me and my friend went. So yeah, it was still a lot of money. Like that seemed insane then, but now an equivalent ticket for WrestleMania for one night, you're talking about $10,000. And now for the VIP passes that they do, the travel packages, I say travel packages because they aren't travel packages. They no longer include any aspect of travel. They don't give you any. In fairness, I don't think they call them travel packages, so that's not fair. That's not fair for me to say that. But they don't. There's no hotel room. There's no transportation given. No airfare. Nothing at all. So ticket prices is going to be a big one for me. So just the comparison, like I said, the top package now that are offered, the ringside seats, like I think front row guaranteed's 50 grand, maybe $50, and then I think maybe second or third row or fourth or fifth row, the package is maybe 25 grand. Now you can say adjustments for inflation, but in a 11, 12 year time frame, that's a little bit much for me. So yeah, ticket prices, it's a shame. It's even for the smaller shows, Money in the Bank, ticket prices, all I see is people complaining, and then I see people saying, oh yeah, but they have to justify it, the show's better now. It's not that much better to warrant these price increases, in my view. Something that is not as important as that, but equally is a bit of a problem in the new regime, I would say, are the long title reigns. Now, I know Triple H likes long title reigns, and sometimes it's good, like the Roman one. I got that from a business standpoint, but then Cody's the guy who beats him, and he has it for a year. Now Cena's got it. He's going to hold it probably for most of the year, I would say. But you don't just get it with the main titles. Like Gunther wins SummerSlam, loses at Mania. Women's title reigns go on forever. I just think we're seeing so much of it, and I know like it's a bad thing about the Attitude Era that they were like hot potatoing the titles all the time, and that people would lose and then regain them back. Like The Rock and Triple H, they'd swap. The Rock wins at Backlash, loses at Judgment Day, wins at King of the Ring. You know, like whatever, fine. Like, but there's entertainment value in title changes, and I'm not saying it should happen all the time, but these long reigns are just happening constantly, so none of them actually feel special now. Like, they just don't. Another factor, never-ending feuds, man. These never-ending feuds. Like, CM Punk comes back, and everyone's going crazy. Oh, I can't wait to see him mix it up with all of these people. It feels like he feuded with Priest. Sorry, not Priest. No. It feels like he had a feud with McIntyre and a feud with Seth Rollins, which he's still in. Now, it's not just that. That's like not just the only example. You had like the whole things with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day storyline overall. Liv and Rhea. Oh my god, man. Forever. And like these breakup things that they keep doing with tag teams where it's like they're going to break up and then they're fine for another 3 months. And then they break up and then they're fine again. It's crazy. Like, I'm sorry I don't have more examples for that, but it just feels like that is a big thing in this current TKO WWE that is just like the fuse. I just think it's such a shame. Like the Punk and Rollins thing, it's a good feud and it's something that we wanted for ages, but it's just, it feels like it's gone on forever. I kind of just, I hope they have a match at SummerSlam or whenever, if they can do it somewhere, just to get it done so we can move on to something else. Punk's not going to be around for that long. I don't think he is. So I just hope that they can move on from that. Releases, the next one. Crazy releases that are happening. And I know they're trying to save money. I get it. I support Manchester United, which is at the moment absolutely dreadful. And they're trying to cut corners in bizarre ways. And I feel like WWE is very similar to Man United at the moment. They, like R-Truth, again, I did a little video about R-Truth being released. His contract's over. They don't want to re-sign him. Like, there's comes a time when you got to think about the value of that person in the locker room, like, as opposed to their position on the card. R-Truth's someone who you could always rely on, and I just think, from what they're saying, it's not his choice to go. And there was some in the previous batch, like Braun Strowman. I get it, he was on a huge contract, so they wanted to get rid of that. But like, it's crazy. You have R-Truth in a WWE, not in a WWE title match, but you have him feuding with the WWE champion, and then like a week later, he's gone. And I saw a fan, ringside beard. He's a guy who's always at the front row, like and he said that he posted something about how he had an R-Truth meet and greet at Money in the Bank, and obviously that's cancelled now. And it's like, it feels like all of these decisions are being made in such a quick, like, haphazard way, and that's not what you want from this company. That's the whole idea of what Vince did. That's not what this new Triple H era is. And the golden sweet spot of Triple H running this company feels like it was like SummerSlam '02 to Mania 40, and then it feels like it's sort of been a little bit, oh, not sure about that since then. Like the sponsorships I don't care about. The sponsorships on the ring, I don't mind that. I get it, the Netflix stuff is a little bit overbearing, but again, I understand, like, Raw's on Netflix now, so they have to have Netflix people on the show, and they have to have Netflix advertisements throughout the show all the time. They've always had releases, so it's silly for me to really take an issue with it, but it's some of the releases. The R-Truth one feels so crazy. Like, the only one I can really compare it to is Bray Wyatt a few years ago. And that, I just assumed then that was like health situation. He's not fit. He can't wrestle. So I just think that's why they did it. But the R-Truth one, I just won't. I won't understand. I don't understand it. I still don't understand it. But yeah. Two more things. And this one hurts for me. But this guy here, if you can't see, I'll bring him closer to you. The Rock, final boss. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Now, the fact that he's on this cup, and he was in the promotional material, and he started the angle that made the main event of WrestleMania. And the fact that he was on SmackDown in the build-up to WrestleMania. Well, before Elimination Chamber, in fairness to him. But I will never understand why The Rock wasn't at WrestleMania 41. I felt so let down. So many people in that stadium were wearing T-shirts for The Rock. So many people I talked to said he has to be there. He's going to be in the main event. He has to be. Like, he has to be. They're saving it. The reason why he's not been on any of the Raws or SmackDowns before Mania, what's going on with my hair, is because they're saving it for WrestleMania. And I was like, yeah, you're right. That, of course they are. Of course. You don't have a huge star like The Rock involved in a Mania build in March and then have him not appear on the show in April. You don't do that. Of course not. We're conditioned to know these patterns, understand them, and see what's going to come in the future. Whether that's good or bad, we know. We've watched this stuff for years. You don't have to watch this for very long, even, to understand what the patterns are and how these things progress. So I was sitting there. Travis Scott comes out in the main event. Fiend, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we've heard that a million times now. Sorry to bring it up. He comes out. My friend turns around to me and says, your boy's coming out now. Don't you worry about it. And then he just didn't. He just didn't. And so many people leaving that stadium were disappointed. WrestleMania shouldn't be about The Rock. It shouldn't be. But we had him at Mania 40. He made the build so good. And him being there was seeing him wrestle in an advertised big main event match was a dream of mine. And I was so glad that I got it. And then he was meant to be at WrestleMania 41 to face Cody. I believe that was the plan. He appeared at the end of Bad Blood. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre didn't main event that show, and they should have, but they didn't, so The Rock could do his little thing at the end. Fine. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there's a plan. Oh, we know exactly what we're doing. No, you didn't. You didn't have a clue what you were going to do. And it's sad, and it really is sad for me to be able to say this, but it's just a shame. Like, what were you doing, Dwayne? What were you doing that day? And then going on the Pat McAfee show 2 days after to explain yourself, to say I would have done things differently, to say that I was at home watching it. So he wasn't busy, which is what everybody said. Oh, maybe he was busy. He's a big movie star. He was at home watching the show on TV in a WrestleMania that he was meant to be main eventing. And he said in an interview a year prior, we're at the we're nearly at the point. Sorry, it was like an American thing. Like, we're at the 1 yard line or something. Forgive me for creating the biggest match in the history of our sport at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. And then he wasn't even there. If he'd have come out, interfered in the match, fine. People have said it's not about The Rock, it's about Cena. But if that's the case, why do the heel turn and make it all about The Rock? I don't get it. I don't think anyone at the time that they did the angle with Cena turning heel, I don't think anyone who was involved in that would have fully known that The Rock wouldn't be at WrestleMania the following month. Because if they did, they shouldn't have done it that way. They just shouldn't have, because it's setting up a lot of disappointment. And Travis Scott coming out during the main event of WrestleMania and having a huge influence on the result of a WWE title match is unforgivable. I'm sorry, but it is. It's so bad. That should never have happened. Never have happened. But yeah, and apparently the Money in the Bank match that's coming up this weekend has got, Cena and Logan versus Cody and Jay. The rumour is that it was meant to be Cena and Travis Scott, but he can't do it now. So, what are you going to say about that? But yeah, it's The Rock. It pains me to say it, but he's a problem in WWE. I see him as a problem now. Last thing, WrestleMania being announced, it ties in with The Rock. He's not got a good track record for saying something and delivering on it. How can you come out on TV in New Orleans in February and say WrestleMania next year is going to be here? I can't wait. Whatever. WrestleMania is finally coming back. You announce it. You say a date. You say a stadium. You make it all exciting for the people who are in that arena, for the people around the world who want to go to New Orleans. I've been there. It's absolutely incredible. I was quite excited about the fact of maybe going again next year. I don't know if WrestleMania is going to happen for me next year, but that's just gone now. And apparently we're going back to Vegas. Why? Money. That's why. If you were sat at home saying money, you were exactly right, because that is it, and that is all this company is about now. Money. Sitting there bragging at the end of shows about how it's the highest grossing, announcing that it's the highest grossing show in the arena, the crowd all cheering. Yay! You're cheering the fact that you've spent more money than anybody else on this experience. Insane. If you buy a new washing machine for £400 and then, I don't know, the next time you buy one it's $800, and they're like, you just paid double for this. It's the same thing, but you just paid double for it. You're not going to be happy, are you? You're definitely not going to be happy. You're going to be pissed off. You're going to be annoyed that that's what's happened. Insane. But the fact that they are now, this whole Mania thing, announcing the location, saying, oh wait, no, we're not doing that, but you're getting Money in the Bank instead, so yeah, that's the same. Obviously not. Like, the whole Mania is very much like, I feel like they used to have a good plan of knowing where they were going the following year, or where they were going 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I just don't see it happening, and unfortunately I don't ever see Mania going to anywhere new, like London. I feel like we're never going to get one over here, because now it's just going to be highest bidder, and then it's not going to be London who's the highest bidder. Apparently, so they've promised a WrestleMania to, I think, Indianapolis, Vegas next year again, apparently, Another one for Vegas, apparently. New Orleans have said they're going to get one. That's 4 already. Like, are we ever going to get WrestleMania? Like, New York's probably going to get one again soon, I would have thought. It's just changed completely. And that, I think that is the main thing that shows how this WWE is nowhere near the smooth, like, well-oiled machine that we all thought it was. That it's all running smoothly. It just isn't. Announcing a WrestleMania location in February and then changing your mind in May. Absolute insanity. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I promise you I'll be more positive. This isn't me ranting though. I'm not sat here like, oh, I hate WWE. I hate it. I don't. I still love the WWE. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still excited about the fact of going to WrestleManias, going to shows. There are just certain things that I am really not happy about, and I think that they're things that will upset fans, and the knock-on effect of that doesn't get shown for a little while. When people start gradually dropping off, it won't be until next year's Money in the Bank that you see that result. These things take time. It's not an instant thing. If it were, it'd be easier for them to then counteract it. But this doesn't happen overnight. It's not like, oh, everybody's pissed off, now they're going to turn off. It's a gradual thing. Very gradual thing. But anyway, I'll be back in a few days with the Money in the Bank predictions, and then the Money in the Bank review. But yeah, thanks for watching. We can all just hope this gets better.